Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the inaugural International Bigfoot 10-Ball Challenge. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. This is a Pat Fleming production, and it's brought to you by Accu-Stats. We're live from the Simonis Aramuth Arena at the Sheraton Norfolk Waterside Hotel, our most gracious hosts for 4 years. We're so glad that they've extended such excellent hospitality to us once again. We also want to thank Diamond Billiard Products, our great partner in the industry, for providing all the equipment for all 3 international events, including this beautiful 5x10 Bigfoot table featuring a one-piece slate and pro-cut pockets. Thank you, Diamond, for all you do. We started a couple days ago with 16 entries into this single elimination race to 11 event. We're down to 3 players. We're about to play our second semifinal. Joshua Filler won the first semifinal. He's waiting for the winner of this match at 9 o'clock tonight for the championship. So let's find out who his opponent is going to be and introduce our 2 players. Representing the Republic of the Philippines, this gentleman is a threat every time he screws it together. He's sponsored by Havoc Products and Bogies Billiards out of Houston, known as Superman. Would you welcome Roberto Gomez? His opponent from Finland. 14 times he's represented Team Europe on the Mosconi Cup. He owns multiple major championships. He's also a member of the BCA Hall of Fame. He's sponsored by Tom Chalk and Tips and Mez Q's. Please welcome Hall of Famer, the Iceman, Mika Immonen. Okay, thank you very much. Your official timekeeper is Miss Julie Ha. We're going to send it upstairs to the commentary booth now, to the voice of Accu-Stats, Billy Incardona, and Team USA Mosconi Cup captain, Double J, Jeremy Jones. Take it away upstairs.
Incardona, like Kenny said, the voice of Accu-Stats. Long time we've all learned from him. What do you think about this match here, Billy?
Well, at this stage of the tournament, Jeremy, you're gonna see some fine play regardless of who's out there. But Roberto Gomez has just won the one pocket. He's really playing well right now. He's very confident. He's going to have to be very confident. He expects to beat Mika Immonen, who just defeated Alex Pagulayan in really fine fashion too.
Yeah, shooting over 900 on his TPA, somewhere around 920 there. Now, one thing I did see from Mika, he did try a variety of breaks. So that tells you he isn't 100% certain on what he likes, you know, unless he's figured it out since that match. But just there, like you said, have we seen anybody else break off the end rail the entire week? No. So he's probably, like I said, still trying to find the break he likes. His game is there. Talked about him a lot lately that he's really almost attended every tournament available. I think just trying to get, you know, somewhere back to where he was kind of in his prime. Still wanting to win, basically.
Yeah, well, he's still young enough to play as well as he's ever played, and he's played some awful fine pool, awfully fine.
Yeah, player of the decades in the 2000s, back-to-back U.S. Open champion, world title, world 9-ball championships. He won in Cardiff. I was there to sweat that, and just like his 9-ball, he's, when he was in his prime, he was one of the few that could really just kind of take over the tournament. You kind of felt like it was in his hands almost.
Yeah, well,
at times, anyways.
Yeah, he has a big break and
big gear, right?
Yeah, he has a big break and he's an excellent ball striker. Very confident player when he's feeling it.
Yeah, and I think a guy that's probably these last few months had to deal with some nerves that he probably didn't have before when he was on top of the world. That's kind of how it goes when you're coming back. You get a little different feeling. You get a little older, but like you said, definitely young enough to still play his best pool. A guy that has always stayed in good shape.
Yeah.
So, and a super talented guy. A lot like Shane when I played him so much, Mika. And also in like the Moscone Cup and different things. And one of those guys, like when he rolls out, he never rolls out to something obvious, super tough execution. And then, I made the mistake. I call it the mistake of giving the shot back to him several times, but I just couldn't do some of the things he could do. So maybe it wasn't a mistake.
Exactly. In other words, what a dilemma this is.
Right.
I can't do it, and he probably can. So
I think there's that saying, darned if I do, darned if I don't. So with a little different, fragrance of word, 1-9 combo, nice hit there. Is the one going to come up? It is. So interesting. He's developed an angle to get to the backside of the 2 if he chooses.
He may have to go into it because it looks like he's got to cut the one.
No, I think he can go the end rail, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, the end rail and then into it because it looks like he's got to cut the one.
Pretty thin.
He's going to, the cue ball is going to leave really rapidly.
Yeah, I think, it's a slick table. You can kind of draw it and kill it on that line also, like slow it down, maybe not draw it a whole. See how he just kind of smoothed it a little bit? So,
exactly.
Man, that's just like perfect. And what a nice combo to get started there on the 1-9.
The
right.
4 to the 5 is going to be a slight problem considering the position of the 7. Really occupying a lot of area where he would like the cue ball to end up or on that line. So therefore, the problem in this rack is going from the 4 to the 5, Jeremy.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing about it is with the 6 right there, unless he really wants to work the cue ball when shooting the 5, he may have to contact the 6 coming across.
Let me ask you this question. If he plays on the other side of the 5, will it go off the 7 in the side?
It will. I think it's missable too, though.
Yeah.
I think it's got both. You got to hit it pretty firm. If you cut it just right down the rail and just glance the 7, I think that it might catch the point and miss the ball. So you got to get it away from the rail a little bit to ricochet pretty heavy off the 7.
That's exactly the way I see it as well. But he's really, he's got to be very precise here.
I think he takes the cut, just comes one rail slowly. Yeah. Oh, he's coming on that line you were talking about. And look, he didn't quite get there. And I think that kind of hit his brain at the very end. I think when he shot the 3 originally to get on the 4, it was to play for the small space on the cut shot on the 5. And then it kind of hit him at the end that, hey, I have a route here to get the cue ball behind the 5. And maybe, just wasn't quite there. He only missed it by an inch. If he catches a little piece of the 5, he's fine.
Now you can get a better look at where the 7's positioned now.
Yeah, it was definitely playable.
Yeah, I think that.
Well, what's he doing here? Is he really trying to travel the cue ball a long ways? Yeah, he's got to watch out. Oh, that's a beauty there.
Yeah, especially if it freezes him. He can't put any side spin on it.
Well, I think he can chop it thin enough to have the cue ball escape without hitting the 7. Now.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, but still,
but he's just got to let it go. You got to move the 5 a lot, or you got to move it very little, whichever one you feel more comfortable with. Yeah, nice shot.
Yeah, he's got the maximum out of that effort there. Most balls, cue ball nearly frozen on the rail. He can't hit the full five, so therefore he's really restricted in what he can do with the five because he can only hit the bottom part of it. And I believe I'm not.
Well, even if he can come across the face of it, if he can't cut it, he's in a pretty funny spot here. Oh, neat shot. Yeah, he could get to the face of it, so.
Yeah, I didn't think he could hit that side of the five.
And he had a small chance of that ball kind of hugging and then releasing, getting underneath the 8 with the cue ball, believe it or not. He had a small, Roberto did on that shot he just had. Cue ball was kind of leaning towards that 8.
It's a tough spot here.
Oh, he caught it thick. That's the common mistake on that shot.
Looks like the first game figures to go to Gomez here. This is the kind of a layout I like to have.
To start?
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, this is perfect for me. I probably could get out here.
I'm betting on you, Billy.
Hey, thank you. For sure I'll get out now.
Yeah, winner side match, Dennis Orculo over Mario He right now, 9-5. You know, that's moving along that 9-ball tournament, but we've had a 10-ball tournament now moving along to the final 3 players. So this is our second semifinal with one dangerous Joshua Filler waiting to see who wins here, and that final will be played shortly after this one. I can't tickle the 7. Ooh, that's what I was saying. He moved a little bit, I'll tell you
he
that.
didn't play it in the corner.
Yeah, I think he had a pretty big pocket. It's just lost focus for a moment. Lost focus for a moment there. I mean, I think you and I discussed it just a hair. That, of course, Roberto has played well, but he's made a few mistakes in this tournament to where, you know, if a few of the guys had really hit that, you know, mistake-free gear against him, he might be out of the event. You know, he's played a couple of tough ones, a couple of close ones. Omar Al-Shaheen is the one that comes to mind last night.
Right.
Omar played great. And, of course, Roberto fought hard to come back in that match. But it was just a few shots that Omar would like to have back, or else he'd probably be in this position.
Especially that last shot he shot.
Yeah. Well, he's played great, though. I mean, I was very impressed with how Omar's been playing.
A spin now. Okay, got himself in reason.
We'll try to give you as many scores as we can, but none more important than right here in the main stage. 1-0 for Mika Immonen of Finland. Finland's finest.
Without a doubt. How many players come out of Finland? He's the only one that I know of.
Well, actually, there's one more young kid that he's played a little bit of the World Cup with that he's done real well. And there's a couple more. You know, they haven't really, made their name like a few of the, many other young European players in different countries that are really being represented all the time now, but not many. I think can't remember my geography, but Denmark being the smallest country in Europe, if I remember correctly, but Finland not a whole lot bigger. Awesome to see Tommy Kennedy moving along on the winner's side.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Who did he beat last night? He beat Zelensky last night, I believe it was. One of the up-and-coming, of course, European youngsters that such a great player at 20 years old or something like that. Now Roberto to break.
And Kennedy must be, but he's early 60s, do you think? Maybe, yeah.
He's approaching, if not 60, but he's approaching. Now, a pretty good break-off here by Roberto. Hit him very square. Made a ball, got a lot of movement. I think the 2 does play, whoever gets that first shot at it, with a little cut in the side. Now, does he try to move the 1 and bring the cue ball down, trying to use the 2-9? I mean, this is touchy. When you get close to it, a lot of, opportunity or possibilities really get cut off. Does he play the bank? Wow.
He's you know what he could use the 2-9.
Yeah. Well, I think using the 2-9, there was a rail first and some different things that he could have given up. Maybe not necessarily a run out, but I didn't mind the bank shot just because you could win with it.
Good point there. He's going to have to put a super stroke on this.
Yeah, I don't even think he's going to play it. He's just going to come down the table with the cue ball. Oh, no, he cut the one way too much. Like a lot. Really steered the cue ball a little bit there, I think.
This is an opportunity for Gomez to avenge that unforced error in the first rack. He can get out here. These balls are laying really nicely. 5 in the sixth position, very conveniently cross table from the 5. 7 in the center of the table, 9 in the side pocket.
Yeah, and of course it's a random rack, but when you get the layouts that are, these aren't tough. Like Billy said, not a whole lot of cue ball movement needed. So when you have these, you really need to take advantage. It can change quickly to where, in an alternate break format, you can break and, your layout looks, 30 or 40% tougher.
Yep.
That was always what was a hair of a problem with 10 ball before when we played it is, man, the layouts could really make the match one-sided. Now the guys break so great now, and, there's not as many clusters in 10 ball as we used to see, and I don't think it's as big a factor anymore. But I've played matches to where my opponent just really kind of had no chance. Not because, I played far superior or whatever you want to call it. It was just a matter of the layouts on the 10 ball. So,
and that's just what they say, the luck of the draw there.
Right. But just think about it. And
Pretty frustrating, too, when it works against you.
Yeah. You can even do it in this, just think about switching 2 balls when the layout's done after the rack kind of settles after the break. Just switch 2 balls and see how much tougher you can make the rack.
Thank you. I'll think about that the next time I match
It doesn't take much, but it doesn't take much is my point, to really, really affect, these guys get through it anyways. That's how great they are. But if you look at it, sometimes it can kind of weigh against you. Now, 1 apiece. Gomez and Immonen. It's the Q-Tech 2021 International Open Bigfoot Challenge, the inaugural 1 pocket this year, which I thought was I thought Pat kind of didn't want to make it the main event, didn't want to go overboard, but I think he hit it right, perfect, 32 player, couple day tournament, something to get something started here, and I think it's gonna stick.
I really enjoy watching play on the 5x10.
Yeah,
I really, really enjoy it because it's really a challenge for these players, and to see them play as well as they have been playing, it's very entertaining.
Okay, kind of crossed the one over a little bit, and we talked about it yesterday. I think it was me and you that. The upper echelon breakers of 10 ball, Shane, Tyler, maybe Fetter, they get away with crossing the one over. And what I mean by that is he broke from his right and hit a little on the left of the one. And they get away with it for some reason and still make balls. They fly the cue ball past the side, so no worry on the scratch. But a lot of these other guys, when you see them cross over the one, they're not going to make balls near as often. And like I said, a little possibility of a scratch in that side.
So what's the benefit of crossing over then?
There is no benefit. They don't try to cross it over. Yeah, you never would. But my point is if you break like Shane or a few of the others, not only do they don't cross it over as much, even though it appears like they do because they get a little more power into the rack than most of the guys, but it seems like they overcome crossing the one over a little bit because their power and margin for error on the break and still seem to make balls. We used to say that on the You know, like with the template, for instance, breaking 9-ball with the one on the spot from the side rail. About the only way you're not going to make the corner ball is if you cross the one over. You know, you can hit the one.
I really never understood why they would even use a template because of that reason.
The corner ball, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's so,
well,
you know.
the biggest problem with the template, you know, isn't about punishing the guy who breaks good or the guy who hits the break well. It's the problem I have is maybe what you're leaning towards is when the guys don't break well, they still make balls. And that's the one that hurts, I think, for most of the guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you break well, you should deserve to make balls. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you're hitting the rack superbly. I mean, over and over and over. You know, that warrants making balls, but I think most of the top players, they have a problem when the guy kind of whiffs the rack and he still makes one or two. All right, a few exchanges here early.
Going to have to try to 3-rail it out in between that 3 and the 4. Oh, that was pretty risky there.
Yeah, I don't really think he had the ball, all of it. That's why he didn't bang it around.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he would have certainly done that if he had the entire one ball.
Now, 2 balls position at the other end of the table. He's going to have to put a nice stroke on this to draw it back.
Well, timing off for Mika a little bit at the moment.
Yeah, he hit the wrong side of the 1.
Yeah, and one thing you'll see today, Billy, that I never really do still, and I didn't see it years ago near as much, is you notice how much distance he had there on the one drawing the ball, and the guys will use an open hand bridge these days. I know me either. From distance, it's not. I don't feel like there's many that can maintain your tip position when you're swinging a little harder with the open hand bridge. I preach kind of closed bridge still, but you'll see it a lot more these days. Oh, beauty here.
And you don't really get the power you need.
Yeah.
I've seen some guys with the open bridge breaking the balls. I said, "What is this?" That they're just concerned about getting an accurate hit on the 1.
Right. Yeah. People say that you're going to be more accurate with the open bridge, the hand's not in the way, but my argument is when you're down on the ball, you shouldn't be aiming a whole lot. I mean, as you get down on the ball, you do the aiming. Open bridge to me is maybe you get a little more comfort looking up and down the shaft, but with the hand not in the way, but heavy 3 rails here. Beauty.
He's going to hit the outside of the 1 and send the cue ball behind those balls. The 3, 4, and the 7. Thinly, though. That the more he would have been able to get where he wanted to go, but that's not well.
Yeah, tough shot. Got to shave the one on the right side. If he hits it thick, the one's going to come up a little bit off the 5 and 8.
Wow, he shaved it. Well, he sure did. Maybe too much.
Yeah, definitely more than he wanted. Well, you'll remember in game number 1, he got way thick of a hit.
Yeah, right.
So
he made the adjustment. In the meantime, Gomez has the same shot here.
Gomez has a lot more comfort with this.
He might bank this, though. No, I like him banking this because of the position of the 2.
Well, I don't think it goes. I think the 8's in the way, just a smudge. I was just kind of right down on the line. Now his speed is off here.
Is that the 8 up at the up table?
Yeah, that's the 8.
I thought that was the 2.
Yeah, the 2's by the 8's behind the 1. The 8's behind the 1. Yeah.
Well, that's where I thought he could have banked the 1 because the 2 was right there. And if he misses the bank, getting back up table for the 2, imminent that is going to be a problem.
Yeah. I was gonna say he may fluke this ball in off the 8, especially with that top English.
Maybe able to see the 2.
Yeah, I think he can get at it, even if it's a light swerve. He may take on the 2-5 if that's all he can see.
But do you really play for the 2-5 here? I don't know about that.
Well, no, I mean, you're going to run the ball off of it, right? Try and hit the 2 into the 5, but I think he's got to swerve the ball. Well, no, he doesn't. All right, so not the Mika Immonen just yet early that we saw in the, a match against Alex where he shot about 925.
Well,
Both players played very, very well.
right away, we're going to see the key shot of this particular back from the 2 to the 3.
He's got to cheat the pocket, maybe a hair to draw on a straight line. Oh, he stunned it. Okay, nice shot.
Yeah. Executed there. May have to bump the 4 here.
I think it's inevitable, really.
Bump it nice and natural. You put that 4 in the upper left corner. A different type of an angle on the 3 to do what he did. Really happy about that.
No, not at all. And this is.
Got to try to put him behind the 9 and the 10 here.
I think so. The 4 is going to leak a little bit downward, but.
Both balls as possible interfering balls.
Yeah, I would commit to one or the other, though. Don't just let it roam down the end rail. There is a little gap, between the 2 balls, and the 4 is going to come off the 8 a little bit anyways.
You want to make sure that the 4 hits the 8 solidly, though.
Yeah, but you got to cut it a little bit. You see, the 4's got to move a little, so I like him really committing to the 10, but he still come out.
Yeah, right in the gap there, and he has a shot. He only has a part of the pocket to shoot the 4 into because the 5 blocks a part of that pocket that he's probably going to need to pocket that 4.
Now, is there a 1-pocket shot here coming off the left, dropping in behind the 5? Coming off. There's maybe scratching.
He's got to cross it. It looks like it's a real thin hit.
Oh, I'm talking about coming off thick, like getting behind the guy by his hole, like this.
Like you said, it's scratched there.
Yeah, that's the shot I saw. It's a little bit nervy shot right on the slick felt, but
you really don't know how full you're going to hit the 4.
Right.
When you slow roll it like that, the ball rolls off a little bit. You hit the 4 too thickly, and then you end up scratching in the pocket.
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
But you got to go for it, though.
Yeah. Mika's played a lot of 1-pocket tournaments lately, so maybe a little bit more. He sees that type of shot quickly.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering when the guys are going to realize that top English is just too hard to kick with on this slick table. You have to really bend the ball one way or another with a little side spin, control it. Maybe a little center ball to hold the line, and that always helps.
And why is there all this indecision out there? I mean, he seems like he's not real happy with it. I don't see.
Well, the 6 to the 7 is tricky. I mean, the 6 is up the rail a little bit. The 8's on the opposite side of the table. I like that maneuver a little bit. It just depends on where he thinks he's going to get on from the 7 to the 8. Okay, the right-hander. Now he's going to have to deal with a little angle, most likely, on the 7.
I don't like where he's got there.
No.
Especially when you consider where the 8 is. He's going to have to go back up table for the 8.
Well, that's why I was saying now he really cheated the rock there.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah.
I may have left that 8-ball corner pocket open myself from where the 7 was, but now he's in prime position. A little heavy with the draw stroke.
Yeah. Well, I made sure he got back.
Well, one thing about Mika that you'll see as far as timing is concerned, almost every great player that's ever played kind of pauses at the cue ball before the last shot. I mean, it's just one of the common denominators of great players. And you'll watch Mika, he is one of the exceptions, and he does it sometimes, but a lot of times he just kind of rolls right from the free strokes into the swing without pausing, and it can cost him occasionally. Now, his talent is so high, and he does so much of it, it's rare when it costs him, but I do see him getting a little quick at times. And watch, he just never really pauses at the cue ball. And you were a great player. You know what I'm talking about, that little hesitation at the cue ball before the last swing. You know, some pause in the back. I'd say 2 out of 8 or 2 out of 10 great players pause in the back.
Well, you know, you get a lot more feel when you pause. You can,
at the cue ball.
Oh,
at the
yeah,
cue ball,
absolutely, yeah. You can feel the cue ball much better, I would say.
Well, I think it serves a lot of purposes. It's your one last time to feel good about your tip position.
Yeah.
It gives you time to get your eyes focused on the object ball or the cue ball, whichever kind of player you are.
Well, you know,
and it helps the takeaway timing. You know, it helps you be a little smoother coming away. Go ahead, Billy.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you get a more accurate hit on the cue ball, which in turn gives you a better feel of the speed of the cue ball.
Right.
You know, so if you can hit that cue ball where you want or where you intend to hit it, then the speed that you feel that you're going to use on that particular shot is going to be more consistent then.
Yeah, and it's really kind of in every sport. You know, they're all a little different, but like golf, you never see a pro golfer waggle, and then go right into the swing. He always comes and gets the club set, you know, behind the ball before that last swing. So, you know,
it's lining up.
Exactly. It's just, you know, like I said, a little pause of comfort there, and then you make the motion. So interesting that Mika is one of the few that you won't really see that happen too often.
There's a nice break.
Yeah, really square.
8 was going right in. That got kissed out. I don't think he's made a ball. 10 balls on the table.
He's going to be behind the 2-5, I think. I can't really see all the table just yet, but
2 balls near the cushion.
And just 1 rail cross behind the 5, right? 1 down below the 10.
Yeah, he's got a lot of interfering balls if he goes that route. Make sure he gets the 1 down table though.
And cue ball behind the 5, hard for anything bad to go wrong. You know, hard to have something go wrong. Just a little short.
Yeah, it looks like he is a little short. And I think he's see that he had to make sure he got there. It's always good to go into the rail then. That's that first rail.
Yeah, get that second bounce. That little feeling of a bump.
Much more margin for error if you go into the rail. You don't ever come up short. Got unlucky there. He hit the point. Now Mika can see the 1.
Now he's really sizing up this kiss shot. He'll have to hit it awfully slow with a lot of left and draw. And when I say slow, it can't be that slow, obviously, but it doesn't look like it's laying very natural to me at all.
No, it looks like it's a little high, the 10.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You got to slow spin it with left to really throw the ball. And being this far away, that's a hard proposition to get the speed right. Now, I think he has a better chance to make it cross corner, to be honest with you.
Then he's got
to make it by the 8.
I don't think he can, though. I
like him just shooting the 1.
Cut the 1 in.
I'm just shooting the 1. Yeah.
Well, that's going to work out for him. Maybe not. Maybe he can see it.
Yeah,
interesting. This is interesting here. You play to the outside of the 1 here, but it's got to be an accurate hit.
You ain't going to get by the 9. 1 out of 10, you'll get by the 9.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's got to be very accurate.
I don't know about that. I might kill this with high left and let the 1 go down table. Try and bring the cue ball behind the 10 a couple rails. Oh, he could see the left side of it, so excuse
that's what
us.
I'm saying, yeah.
No, if he could see all of it, he's got to move the 1 right there, not the cue ball. So a bunch of exchanges here in the first few games. You know, that, to me, there's always a player that this kind of scenarios, like I said, a bunch of exchanges usually favors a little bit. Not so sure about this match who I would label that favor. And I guess you would have to say that favors Roberto a little, keep Mika from getting going maybe. Like talked about a couple times at, Dennis Grabe when he played Jason Shaw that first match. I thought the first few games there being a bunch of exchanges, letting Grabe get to the table, kind of slowing Jason down at the beginning of the match a little bit. I thought would favor Grabe, giving him a little better chance to win the match. And he did go on to win the match.
He did.
But I'm wondering in this case, we've seen a lot of players shoot it here in the first 4 games, both guys.
Yeah.
Now he's got to dodge the 6 going back and forth. Little thick. Speed's good, though.
I like how this table accepts the ball when it's hit down the rail. Like that. See, he hit it sloppily, but it accepted the shot.
Yeah.
And you're going to need that a little bit on a 5x10 because of the extra distance.
Well, the one thing when it plays like that also, though, I think, of course, you're going to have to play pretty good position, but it allows you to, it's hard to play perfect, right? So if you're a little tighter table here and you start to get a little out of line, you know how tough things are to, work the ball off of a flat angle with a small pocket on the 10-footer,
Yeah, it's tough enough when you're out of line on a 5x10 getting back in line. If the pocket's played more difficult, it would be almost impossible.
Yeah.
But since the pockets are forgiving, when you get out of line, there's a chance that, you can get back in line because you can cheat the pocket.
I was going to say,
what did he do there?
Well, he took a long time getting comfortable. I was going to say I didn't know.
And he shot. He wasn't prepared to shoot.
No, he kind of desailed a little bit.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. What am I doing?
Waved at it.
What am I doing here?
Exactly. Very unsure, right?
Yeah, he didn't realize what he was doing in mid-stroke. And that was really let up on the stroke.
Yeah.
He lost it there.
Well, it's funny. I think that is the mistake by the better players. They rarely ever overhit the ball too much. As far as when it comes to pocketing the ball and moving it, when nerves are high, I see the underhit being the problem for the top players.
And that's the second time Gomez has really faltered in a situation where he should have never faltered. Like in rack number 1 when he missed a 6 in the side.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Can't get those games back, tournament format.
Yeah. And those type of mistakes, those unforced errors of that kind, really work on you, boy. Because those are real bad.
Yeah, we'd like to say we can easily forget about them, and these guys are great at doing it, but you're human, right? You do it a few times, it can really weigh. Now, Mika, trying to get that rhythm going. Not saying he was like a dead rhythm player, but he definitely had his rhythm when he played his best pool.
And you don't really want to give him these unexpected opportunities for him to get that rhythm he enjoys playing. So therefore, a couple times in this match, and it's early in the match, he's already had a couple opportunities that he really shouldn't have had.
Yeah.
Gomez is holding his head down now. He's not really feeling good about what he did.
Now 3-0, or 3-1, excuse me. Couple of Americans, Tommy Kennedy, like I said earlier, making a little noise here. D. Atkins had a big win over Tyler Steyer last night. He's playing Max Lechner now, so trying to pull off another upset, probably a little bigger upset than last night on paper. It looks like Dennis Okulo, who I watched him play Devin Poteet last night, and Devin played great. Got no rolls, but Dennis came with whatever he had to come with, and I think he's another one of those. It wouldn't surprise me if it was SVB and Dennis in the finals of this event.
Really?
Yeah.
He beat Dennis Aquilo?
No, he didn't beat Dennis. Devin didn't, but Dennis went on to beat Mario He just a few minutes ago on a winner side match. So
I see.
Moving along now. Still struggling with a successful break. That is for Mika. So as many mistakes the early mistakes that Roberto has made, he'll forget about that if he starts to get a lot of opportunities at the table. That's one way to forget about it.
We're going to find out.
That's right. I think the 2 does squeeze by the 8.
Yes, it does.
Like,
But the 3's at the other end of the table, so he's going to have to get really good on this too.
yeah, he can't afford the above angle with the 5 there. Guy has no rail to really go to. So he's going to stun, I think, or unless he's dead straight. Oh, yeah. Well, now he's kind of put himself in a funny position, so.
Yeah, he's not really happy with how he's playing. You can see that. Got bad body language.
Well, he's going to drag this, bump the 5, and lay the 2 behind the 8. That's the normal shot here. Oh, wow, he cut it a lot more, and he's giving up the rail first, Billy.
Yeah.
Now, Mika can only really get to the right side of the table unless he just wants to gamble. I mean, would you consider the right side of the table, cut the 3, maybe go into the 7 with the cue ball? I'm trying to figure out how to run out here.
Oh, I think that he can go ahead and hit it with a nice follow, and go 2 cushions around, maybe in between the 6 and the 7, and maybe find a spot down there, but where the 3 is.
Oh wow! Like really unleash.
Yeah, I think
unleash
he can
the
do it.
Unleash the cue ball is what you're saying.
Yeah, he's going to have a lot of side spin on this shot.
Yeah, it might hug. So watch out going into the side.
Watch it like this here.
Oh
see?
wow, beauty.
See, now he misses the 7. He can get there.
He needs a little bump. Oh, he got there.
Wow, yeah.
Great call, and what a even better effort there from Mika.
Now, he's a little thin on the 3 though, because the 4 is right next to it. So therefore, he's going to have a little bit of a problem.
Table play's nice though. You know, if he's settled, he can float this in. The 3 will get to the hole.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
This is the problem a little bit.
Yeah.
Though.
Now the 5 is on the same side of the table the cue ball's on, and he's going to have to end up with more of a cut on the 5 than he wants.
Good thing the 6 is near. And this is almost another prime example of why the 10-footer is just that much more difficult. You know, just these extra little distances you have to take. You know, of course he would have had to take the same distance on a 9-footer, but the shot's a lot easier.
Right, exactly, yeah. Oh, that's sloppy. That's sloppy. Well, he got it.
Well, you said you like the way the rail's accepting the ball.
No, not like that. I mean, he really didn't have to do anything with the cue ball. So therefore, all he had to do was hit it accurately. And he didn't hit it accurately, but the pocket accepted the shot.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but every match they're putting a brand new set of clean balls out there for.
That's going to help.
For not only this table, but all the tables. So, Pat's staff working hard here, keeping the conditions as prime as possible.
Getting those ball cleaners working. Well, this is rack number 5, and he's looking to take a 4-1 advantage here in the race to 11. And this is the match going into the final match, so therefore, a big match here.
Huge match, and a 4-1 lead, you know, where you could say it could easily be 3-2 Roberto, right? I mean, at least, maybe.
Yeah. Roberto is not really playing this game. And like you said, you know, it can turn around, but nothing indicates that it's going to. I don't know.
Yeah. Nice out there off the rail first.
I think Roberto wants to take a break here.
Yeah, I think that's smart. I mean, you know, they're there for a reason, those timeouts, so go get your head right.
Mm-hmm.
Have a little discussion. Time. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
I agree. Yeah. Or the late Grady Matthews, he would say, well, that was a good time for him to go and take a break, go to the bathroom, take a look in the mirror, and see if it's really him. You check his ID.
Yeah. Well, I sure enjoyed listening to that guy.
I said, Grady. Oh boy. Yeah, fun times with Grady.
Well, you never knew what was going to happen with Grady. That's
you never knew what he was going to say.
Yeah, never knew what he was going to say, or if he's playing. You know, if he was playing now, even more so, you never knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, that as well.
Yeah, I was there. You know, you were there in Olathe there with him and Parika. That was a fun time there. Yeah, and then around.
Please.
He put Lascotti in action a couple times. Playing me. I think I told you the story about the straight pool match. He played Johnny there in Paducah one time, and when Johnny had run a bunch, and we came back in, and the the match was for 2,500. And we came back in, and there was 2,200 laying on the table. And he said, "I'm buying out. I don't care what y'all are saying." So,
judge and jury.
yeah, but it was close. He had Johnny Johnny was giving him 50 points going to 200, so he had to go to 150. Johnny went to 200, and he had a big lead.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he cheated anybody. I mean, if anything,
No, he cheated himself. Exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah, like he had Johnny like 113 to like 30 or 20, and Johnny got a shot, and was on a big run. Looked like he was going to end the match on the run, and took a break to eat the sandwich. We came back inside, and the match was over without us even knowing it. So.
He wanted to save 200. It cost
300. Yeah.
300 to save 300. He was willing to risk 4,800.
Exactly.
Oh, I mean, that's pretty big odds.
But the part I would have probably given him the 2,200 back for is if I could have heard the conversation he had with himself on how if he should do this or not. That would have been worth the 2,200 easily, right?
Yeah, that's funny you mentioned that.
Yeah. Johnny was shocked. He couldn't believe it. But.
Yeah, what could he have possibly said to himself to have convinced him to do that?
Yeah.
He was really...
He was great. I loved Grady. Had the best small part in the color money, in my opinion, also. When he was over there playing those guys, telling them the stories about going on the road and everything else with Paul Newman, that was classic. First saw that, of course, I didn't know who Grady Matthews was.
Just the way he looks, you had to give him some kind of a small part.
Oh.
Just because of the way he looks.
No, it was great, yeah.
I mean...
I think he could have handled a big part, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, he could have.
He was on point. Grady was on point.
Yeah.
Not sure. I think it's just a matter of Kenny Schumann racking the balls here to get game number 6 going.
Well, it was a very entertaining little downtime we had there.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope you people watching this and listening to this enjoyed it as much as I did. I got a real good kick out of that.
And give you
it was funny.
The viewers a little tidbit about me and Billy. We both live in the Dallas area, but never see each other in Dallas. Only when we're out of town at a pool tournament, it seems like.
Yeah.
I never get invited over for the homemade spaghetti or any of that.
You can. Well, now you have a better chance of getting invited over for homemade spaghetti because Roman knows how to cook it now.
There we go.
So you got 2 spots.
Yeah, mutual friend of ours. Looks like Chris Reinhold. Excuse me, I almost said Robinson. But Chris Reinhold has defeated Tyler Steyer 10-8 on the 1-loss side. So, a bunch of things kind of going down here. Sheraton Waterside. None more than Roberto Gomez breaking the balls in game number 6.
Watch the side.
No. So I think he's probably covered all the bases on mistakes here in the first few games. So maybe he'll just let them go after that, right? I mean, not in a mean way, but I mean, realistically, he has kind of had a few different types.
Well, he's gone to school for a lot of different mistakes.
So hopefully he can, let it go after this. It's not something we're going to continually see from Roberto. You can't have the success that he's had here in the last several years playing pool, continually making mistakes. Now, not much to survey here, right? This is pretty simple. Heavy on the 2, draw back, a little heavy on the 3. Just really everything working for you if you're Mika now. I'm sorry, Billy, what were you going to say?
I was going to say one thing good about it is that it's early enough in the match for him to make a comeback.
Yeah, kind of what I was getting at. That, hey, all right, you made them all. Let's not do any more of those. Still definitely can win the match. The problem is, Mika made a few mistakes to start too, so you figure him to get better as we go. Both these guys aren't in the semifinal on accident. Kind of like Tom Brady, still throwing touchdowns at 44 years old. No accident what he's doing.
No.
Pretty amazing.
Quite impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The funny one was
Just solidifies his rating as the GOAT.
right. And I'll tell you, I was stubborn with it, but I'm becoming not
Why?
so.
Why were you stubborn with it? Who would you compare him with?
Well, I'm just stubborn when anyone wants to say one guy's the greatest and with different eras. But yeah, I could compare him to some guys. That's for sure.
Well, who would they be?
Well, the best quarterback that I ever saw without the accolades as much, but what I thought is just the greatest quarterback is in my book, or one of them, is John Elway. There's a guy that went to 6 Super Bowls, and you can't hardly name a player off his team besides him.
Yeah.
Great coach in Shanahan, but for me, he's up there. But Brady is the GOAT.
Yeah.
I mean, there is no doubt about it.
Exactly. Yeah. No question. Now, a player like John Elway, he was, he moved in the pocket. He ran.
Hard, too.
Very
right?
similar to Steve Young.
Yeah.
I thought Steve Young was a real good quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely.
They say Joe Montana was so great. Well, he was great, but in my opinion, Steve Young was just as good as Joe Montana.
Well, not only that, I don't know how many Hall of Famers were off that roster with Joe Montana.
Yeah.
You can name a bunch of players off of those teams, along with a great coach of Walsh. So, but anyways, talking about Hall of Famers, there's one at the table trying to extend that lead. Now, don't overthink it. You're a little elevated. You're a little off angle. Don't think you got to get to the great side of the 9 here to get to the 10.
I just stopped right there.
He's a little off. He's got to go forward a little bit, I think. He's going towards the 10.
Angle.
He's going towards the 10 a little bit with the cue ball.
No, I would just stop a little bit,
Yeah, and then just chop the ball, right?
Yeah, and go 3 cushions,
Yeah, two or three.
Yeah, side rail, short rail, and to the other side rail.
Well, never mind. He decided just to power up.
Okay, well, if you're that good, then do it like that.
I'll tell you another one that was pretty darn good. Of course, he started in the USFL, and I wonder what he would have done if he just went straight to the NFL. Was Jim Kelly. Warren Moon, as you're talking about, maybe. Warren Moon was great. Jim Kelly for Buffalo.
Oh, yeah, but he never won a Super Bowl.
No, I'm not saying he didn't, but he came late in his career to the NFL.
He went there a few times.
And he won a few USFL championships for the Houston Gamblers. I remember that. Yeah, but a Super Bowl is one thing, I mean, what are you going to look at? Doug Williams was a guy that I loved a lot. Only won 1 Super Bowl, but I don't know if he was as good a quarterback as Jim Kelly. Super Bowl is the epitome, but Trent, you and I watched the Super Bowl together at the Derby when Trent Dilfer beat the Giants. Now he's got a Super Bowl, but who's Dilfer? Okay, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was in 2000, I think.
Well, the defense won that Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was awesome, yeah. Yes, it was.
But you're partial to a lot of Houston things. Like
what do you mean? John Elway has nothing to do with Houston.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Now, the Astros, who are going to tee off here shortly, if you're a Braves fan, just, keep it to yourself.
Wow.
Yeah, 5-1, and still really hasn't figured out the break, Billy.
Oh, Roberto steps to the table with a very long shot on the one. I don't know if he can pocket it.
I think the 6 is in the way.
Yeah, the 6 is in the way. Maybe that's best.
He maybe only has a little sliver, and he's going to have to, kind of earn this, this digging out of this hole. He's kind of built a little bit, He made a couple mistakes. Mika broke dry and gave him some opportunities to kind of get rid of those mistakes and leave them behind, but then kind of had a few more with it. So now it may take a while to get a clear shot.
Interesting push, because I don't think he can shoot from there, can he? I don't like his chances of shooting from there.
From where he's at right now?
Yeah.
No, he can't see the one.
No, I thought he could see the side.
No, he can't see the one at all. Now he's rolled out to a shootable shot. I don't get this at all. Isn't he going into the 3 nice and heavy to hold the ball right there for the 2?
Well,
remove the 3?
He's going into the 3. I don't know how heavy, because he could go into the 3 and end up behind the 7 too.
I know, but this is a pretty dicey push to me.
Yeah, but I would
mean,
definitely take the shot. There's
well,
no
that's my
question.
point. That's almost my point. You're
Yeah.
never getting it back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand that.
Yeah, see?
Especially with the
pocket.
generous pocket.
Yeah. And it took care of the problem. The angle took care of the problem, removing the 3 from the 7. The 3 didn't go, so so not only a little physical problems, but also with the brain.
Yeah, his discretion is a little clouded.
Yeah, touchy little shot here. I wonder what the 3-6. I wonder what the 3-6 size is up if he just wanted to run the ball, because the 9's a big ball here.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think your suggestion with go ahead and come around is
Oh, he's going to get there though. No, he's not.
I don't know.
Nah, I don't think so. I think the 9's cutting him off from making it.
Close enough for him to take a big look at it. But I think you're right.
Now, let me ask you something, Billy. You played a lot of big-time pool, and you understand percentages and mentality and stuff, and you see a guy, your opponent like Roberto, struggling a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at this level, you can't really depend on him to continue to struggle, of course. They change quickly, these great players do, but do you stay away from taking the chance that may give up this ball in hand right here to get, there's nothing that kind of cures mistakes more than ball in hand for a player.
Absolutely. You don't want it, absolutely. What the one thing you really never want to do is give up ball in hand.
Yeah.
Particularly if the guy you're playing is on tilt.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? Because there's nothing better for a guy on tilt than ball in hand.
Yeah, to get him a little bit more.
Right. Get him
back into form.
Right, especially if the run out is like an easy run out, because that'll elevate his confidence quickly.
Yeah, and also Roberto breaks in the next game as well. So I'm just wondering that position choice on the 2. I thought it was a little risky. Plus, the how do you say it? The temperature of the match tells me maybe don't take that chance. Now.
We're back to where we started. That's where we started this conversation. Do you do anything to jeopardize, the edge that you have right now with your opponent playing as poorly as he's playing?
Sure. Pool, I think, is a little tougher to rely on that, but you see it in a lot of other sports, that's for sure. Similar kind of situations. Going to have to prove it to me before I really take much risk.
Right.
Now he's coming back with the cue ball. He's better have good speed. This could get funny quick going into a side pocket. That looks pretty nice.
Yeah, he ended up real nice with the angle that he's left himself here. He can go down for the side or can he draw it back over for the corner.
Roberto.
Yeah, he definitely needs to get out from here.
Yeah. He can ease this. He can come across, kind of up to him. But you'll find the guys really move the ball a lot on this 10-footer for the side pocket, trying to get that easier shot. And
I don't know if it's worth it, though.
Well, the thing is, I understand, and I don't blame them, but you better just be very careful and on point doing it, because side pockets get very funny, and even more so on the 10-footer. Like you get on the rail and having to shoot into a little bit of an angle, that distance across the table seems to matter.
Yeah, it definitely makes it much more difficult. And you're so accustomed to playing on a 4.5 by 9, playing for the side pocket, but on a 5 by 10, those same type of situations may not be the right way to go in a 5 by 10.
Yeah. And I'm just, I've always preached corner pockets, of course, and I always say, like Buddy said, it'll be obvious when you should play a ball on the side. You shouldn't try to work the cue ball so much for the side pocket. It should be, like I said, very obvious play.
Yeah, position errors are more common playing for the side than they are playing for the corner, for sure.
Right, lots going on out here on the outer tables. We have a whole slew of matches just starting. Some winner side, some win-loss side. I'll have to check, but some of these winner side may be getting those guys into that final 32. I believe, anyways, maybe. Let's see, 1, 2 matches. No, maybe not. Maybe there's one more round of winners that they'll have to play, because in the main event, the final 32 is a single elimination.
Well, he did.
And table's breaking tough.
Yeah,
huh?
he did break him better that way in controlling the cue ball. He made sure he stayed away from that side pocket. But unfortunately, he didn't put down the ball.
Now, does he have the angle to come across? I think he
does.
With a little check spin?
Mm-hmm. I think he does. Close to the 1, so he'll be able to hit it.
Yeah, you got to smooth it
wants.
across. Yeah, you got to let the English take. Now, Mika, in his prime, somewhat like Shane in a manner of very used to and very adapted to the slick table, like, almost like didn't bother him that much. Even though totally two different techniques, in my opinion, between Mika and Shane. Mika, a little bit more, you'd say, as a traditional stroker of the cue ball, a stroker of the cue stick, where Shane sometimes a little more hitty at the ball, but, man, some kind of effective.
Oh, really? Want to come over a little bit? That's too fast. That's too fast. That is too fast.
And he's lucky to really go past the 8. Would have been a really touchy shot over the 8.
So therefore, when you stretch like he did right there, it takes a lot of feel from the shot. So therefore, you really have to be concerned about that, and make sure that you don't do what he did. And when you stretch, you lose a little bit of the feel of the speed of the shot.
Uh-oh, I don't know if that one will slide
It's
in.
going to fall
That's
in.
the softest pocket on the table,
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
it's
I've
really,
seen some of
really
the other
big.
pockets hang the ball with that one, but yeah, I talk about stretch all the time, I preach to people, don't put extra on the ball. You're always going to deliver enough. But when you're stretched, you're a little out of your normal form, so you can lose a little natural power. And the other thing you can lose, which is what I thought happened to him right there, is he lost a little tip position being stretched. His tip came up. So a little lower tip, he would have grabbed the ball a little more, you know what I mean, and checked it up.
Well, you lose a lot when you stretch.
Yeah.
Your timing is different. Your rhythm is different. It's more of a lunge like.
Your
not a
body's
stroke.
out of balance a little bit. Just all those little things add up.
And how many times have you stretched and erred on your stretch, hit the ball too hard, just like he did? But he was able to get out, looks like.
Yeah, Mika seeming to be settling in. Nice run out here. He did have a great starter, but made an excellent shot on the 2, excellent shot on the 4. And just seems, a little calmer maybe, Billy? Uh-oh. Surprised he didn't use the rail right there. He could have followed past the 10 right there with a high ball coming to the rail. Sweet shot. Now 6-2 in this race to 11. The finals will be the same, race to 11, with Joshua Filler, lurking.
I didn't get lurking. I didn't get the chance to watch Filler play against. Who did he beat?
He beat Yap.
Oh yeah. I didn't get to see that match.
I didn't either. Had a few things to take care of, but I did an earlier match of Fillers, and of course, Yap, he's been playing great. We saw that.
Yeah.
Saw that earlier today against SVB. SVB played well. Didn't really get much love in that match.
No, he didn't.
That's part of it, but Filler played really well in the opening match in this tournament. Maybe it was the first match of the Bigfoot Challenge on day 1. All right, going back to the side rail, took a lot of speed off. He's pocketed the 6. The 9's going to get in the way of the 1, though, I believe.
Yeah.
Maybe he has a little bit.
Yeah, but he can't make it in a lower right way you look at the way we look at the table. He can only see the other side of the 1.
Can he bank it 1 rail towards the 9 and run the cue ball 2 rails underneath the
8?
The 8?
I don't
Looks
know.
all
He
right to
might be able
me.
to do that. He might be able to do that.
Yeah, this is a thin hit if he's going to try and overcut this and run the cue ball up by the 7. Ooh.
I think he's looking at your shot now. You really don't even need much English.
No, you actually want a little check, I think.
Yeah.
And this is the thing is, if you can lay the rock down, you don't even have to worry about where the 8's going, where the 1's going, I mean.
Yeah, exactly, like he did.
Well, that's the thing. When you don't know for sure, where do you put emphasis? On the cue ball.
Yeah.
The one you do have a clue, right?
Absolutely. So. There's no reason to divide all your thoughts and concentration into two different things when you know what you really need to control.
Yeah, and plus
that's the cue ball.
And and it kind of knew he couldn't be so detailed on the 1 anyways. It wasn't going to be like, if you can lay it down with both and the shot sits nice for it, that's great. But
if you have that luxury.
Yeah. And it does come up where you have both, but not too often.
And but it comes up like there where you don't have both. You're
more often.
One is really uncertain, but the other you know what you need to do.
Right, great hit
so
there.
So do what you need to do and forget about the uncertainty of the other shot, of the other end of the shot.
Oh, man, what a tough spot here. I'll tell you, tough safety to overcut because the 9 and 2 really hampering the movement of the cue ball. If he had a little pocket here, I might have to shoot at this.
What's wrong with just going behind the 7 and just take your chances?
Yeah, I'm just looking down the barrel. I kind of feel like he's going to leave a pretty decent gap on the cue ball going behind the 7. It could slide 2 rails and get on the 7.
I think that's a good shot to get out of it. He mishit it.
Well,
he mishit it and
almost got away with it.
Yeah, he mishit it, but he tried to do that.
Yeah,
because there was a lot of area there where he would have done well.
Sure. Well, the separation here is a big one, especially when your opponent is struggling a little bit.
Oh yeah, that as well. Let's see here. Well, he's looking to play the 10-2. No, you gotta just play the 1.
Absolutely.
Play the 1.
Yeah, the 2's in a good position. Oh, I'm surprised he's elevated. Why didn't he level out here?
He's going to overcut this. Watch.
Beautiful.
Well, that was a good sign for him right there.
Right.
To hit that ball as accurately as he did. Because he's been struggling, and that was a real good comeback shot there. That's really going to give him some confidence there. He should be able to get out now.
Yeah, I can't. The thing is, you can't take any of these for granted. That's for sure. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh my!
No,
he's not feeling. Well, anyways, the 8 is laying pretty bad. Doesn't have a pocket really.
Yeah, he bumped the 5 right there into a bit of a nasty position. It does go, though. It will slide in by.
In the 9's position in front of the pocket. So if you do have an angle to slide that 8 in, the 9's there for position.
The 8 to me, as big as that pocket's playing, at least at the moment it seems, the 8 still looks pretty tough to me.
Well, you're the one that said it would slide.
Yeah, I was talking about the 5. The 5 will slide by the 8.
Oh, I thought you said the 8.
No, Roberto moved the 5, so I said the 5 will still slide by the 8.
The 5 will slide by for sure.
All right, he's going to need a friendly bump. Not going to get it. He's going to get a nice kick shot. So if he can kick this in, the 5 still works. Now the 10's opened up.
I'm going to make him a favorite
to run out, right?
Oh, yeah.
The key to this kick is you feel like you want to hit it super light. Don't hit it as light as you think. It's hard luck to follow this ball in. Nice shot.
He should be happy he made it.
Yeah, you can't be too unhappy there.
Yeah. I think he can go behind the 8 here.
I do too. He's close to it.
He's not even looking at it.
I'll tell you another thing he can do, I think anyways, is he can bank the 5 away maybe and use the 8 to go behind the 10. Just let the 5 come across a little bit.
Twice across?
No, just once across. Just let it float across. And use the bump on the 10. Now he went by him. That's fine. No jump cues, right? There's a lot of value.
Can he draw it off that side rail? Or does he have enough?
Yeah, he can definitely hit this. Should send it towards the 9. Oh, maybe long rail. That's going to lay up.
Gonna go past the side though.
I don't think so.
No.
No. Well, a little bit, that's for sure.
Doesn't seem like he's worried about it.
No, and he's looking to extend to 5 games, maybe. From what I can recall, the biggest lead early in one of these Bigfoot 10 ball challenges, right? Have you seen a 5-game lead this early in a match?
No.
The guys have really been, as a whole, defending their break.
Well, if he's gonna, he should just stop right there.
Keep it
just
simple.
Stop there.
Just bring the. Oh, he miscued.
Oh, wow.
What did he do? He decelerated?
I don't know what he did, but he didn't miscue.
Yeah.
I don't think he miscued.
He just kind of waved at it, right?
He got caught in between thoughts.
Yeah.
In other words, should I stop there? Should I stop there?
Hey, listen, the only way to really decel that I see is with a quick backswing. And what did I tell you earlier about that occasional mistake coming in because of no pause at the cue ball? I've seen it before. Now, that was a severe one.
Yeah.
That one there was like.
Oh, is he gonna make this?
No, he's going to get it close. But remember this game at 6-2, folks.
Yeah, he didn't. Oh, he's really unhappy. He let up on the stroke. Well, that's the only thing I can think of. He just let up on his stroke.
Well, one thing you said makes sense.
Oh,
that wasn't so convincing.
He hit that rough. You got to try to cut it in there and not undercut it. The only way you can miss it.
Yeah, and one thing you said there is maybe not committed to how he wanted to shoot that shot, Mika.
Right. I mean, it looks like you're playing wrong if you just stop. Because we're programmed to get closer to the ball if possible.
Yeah, improve.
Okay, but in that instant, it wasn't better to get closer to the ball because you were on the correct angle if you just stop.
Right.
So therefore,
oh, that was surprising.
Figure it out.
Very surprising.
And we didn't see that 5-game lead that you were saying, and we never saw one before this.
No, we didn't, and kind of get the feeling, that Roberto will get the first opportunity here to maybe cut this lead even more.
Well, this is really a pleasant surprise for Roberto. Wow, he's really giving some life here.
Yeah. I'll tell you another player that seems he's improving a lot every match, and of course always a dangerous hombre is Jason Shaw. Watch out for him coming towards the end of the 9-ball event.
Yeah, I bumped into him on the elevator. We talk a lot when we see one another. And he said, well, I'm going to the gym. I said, where are you going? Because he went to the lobby. Oh, he said, I'm going to the gym. He said, I play in about 30 minutes. He said, I always like to work out for like 20 minutes before I play a match.
Get the heart rate going, yeah. Yeah.
He says, because it makes me feel good. I did it the last time I was here and I won. He says, so. Did he win last time he was here?
Yeah.
I said, well, I don't blame you.
Well,
I said, I might could do it the same.
Yeah.
But, I'm kidding.
He's a gym guy, when he gets going. Couldn't say that about myself. Gotta be honest there. But what I did when I played a lot is I would, like the building we used to play in Chesapeake, I would go around that 3 or 4 times at a heavy pace, trying to actually get a little bit of a sweat. Not running really, but just, fast walk, I guess you could say, but trying to get my heart rate up a little bit before I played big matches. And this is a little bit of what I was saying a second ago. Maybe he can turn some things around after that big mistake from Mr. Immonen.
But that last shot he just shot is an indication to me that No, he's not going to turn it around because he was supposed to draw the ball on the other side of the 5, and he let up on the stroke again, and he fell in front of the 5, badly. And he hit himself in the head saying, what am I doing?
Yeah, it can almost get psychological with that let-up stroke. Like you're saying to yourself, don't do it, and it just keeps happening, believe it or not.
Yeah, you're getting weak. You're getting weak. That's what it is.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're getting weak because you're reluctant.
No, I get it. I mean, nerves, like I said, the better players, that's the mistake they make when the nerves are high. I don't know what it is. I don't get the feeling that it's really nerves for Roberto. I don't know. That's just the feeling I get. I could be way off.
I think it is.
It could be, for sure.
Because he's not playing his natural game.
Right.
Okay, if you don't play your natural game, that means there's something bugging you.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I just don't know if it's nerves. That's all. I mean, most likely it is. We're in a tournament format, and this is the semifinal. And I'm not saying he's past getting nervous. We all get nervous, but just my gut says that something's bothering him for sure. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah, his poor play's bothering him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that'll be bothersome.
He played great in the one pocket. He's been playing great.
Right.
Okay. All of a sudden, he's psyching himself out here.
Well, he's going to have a stretch here. So.
Like I mentioned earlier in the telecast, is that whenever you blunder, particularly when you never should have, that's really taxing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, you know what I mean? You're just giving that away.
Absolutely.
You want to beat yourself up, and that's what he's doing. And I hate to be so ugly, but that's what I feel.
Well, a little light there, so timing off a little bit. Little bit of a tester at the moment.
Yeah, and this is a 5x10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's got to get a little bit better than that.
Well, he lost his opening 9-ball match. And I heard him comment to somebody that he just can't explain the way he played. He felt okay, just kept missing balls. Now, they may be not wanting to own up to it, maybe, with a fan or maybe a counterpart of some sort. But
in the meantime, after 10 games, he's only behind 6-4.
Yeah, that was a huge one in the last from Mika.
Yeah. Yeah, Mika hasn't been playing that great either.
No, it seemed like he was starting to settle in, making a couple good outs, and then had that 9-ball issue.
Well, you said Filler is lurking? Filler is laying his chops right now.
Yeah, right?
But one thing about these guys, as you well know, whoever wins this match, even though they played sloppily, whatever, in the next match they can shoot a high 900.
Yeah, and
that's the way it is.
Yeah, that's just how sports is. I watch, like I said, the golf a lot. You watch other sports. Guy goes, shoots 8 under. Next day shoots 1 over, and you're like, what? It's the same golf course. It's just you and the golf course, you and the golf ball, and same thing happens in baseball and football and whatnot.
Yep.
See the big swings in that individual sport, though, it seems like. Okay.
And like a quarterback in football, he throws a ball to the receiver drops it. Next play, he throws another one right back to the same receiver.
Oh, yeah.
Come
Get him
on,
back in the
let's
game.
go. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
same thing.
Yeah.
And then he catches that one and it goes on to have a great game.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Does he have to come tight here, or can he get by the 10 long with the bridge? There's not much room between the cue ball and the 2, so hard to make it stretch out. Oh, he drew off the ball, and, man, this kind of feels like it may be turning around a little bit.
It is turning around. We're just in the midst of it.
Pretty unlucky right there.
Yeah, it sure is.
because I didn't think top English was very doable.
No, it wasn't. You can tell by the way we came back so easily with the bridge, which indicated that it was the correct way to shoot the shot.
Yeah, I
he
totally
was a
agree.
little unlucky there.
Yeah, I like the play, but now Roberto can get us kind of on serve with the run out here. He does break in game number 12. If he gets it to 6-5, you can kind of erase what's happened in the first half of the match, and we'll see who wants it the most in the second half.
He's going to have a lot of life in his body now because he's in a position now he never thought he would be in.
Yeah,
I mean, after blundering.
Free rolling, right?
Yeah, he's saying, okay, I'm going to win this match. And on the other hand, Mika, he's probably talking to himself right now, and it's probably not a good conversation.
No, it's not. Oliver Zolnocki defeats Ralph Souquet, the Kaiser. He'll be back on the one-loss side. That was a winner's side match, I believe anyways. So much going on here, it's hard to keep up. But I'll tell you, again, if you watch Oliver play, back in the day, he would bust the entire world the way he looks at the table. You would never think he was...
On the match on that table there, that young man?
Yeah. You would never think
I don't know who he is. You know all the
He's like an 800 Fargo, like a really great player, and a young player, and a guy that's...
like he's a robot or something. He's got that.
I see a little feel in there myself, but he's got a very unique style. And when I watch him play, early in the matches he has an occasional chance of like missing a ball that you wouldn't expect. But every time I've seen him play, he gets better and better, and he's kind of, in my opinion, a little bit of a mad genius with some shots that I've never seen before. I've
only seen him shoot a few shots. That's all. I had never really stopped and watched his game.
Well,
6-5 there, Jeremy. 6-5.
That's right. 6-5 on serve, essentially. The Atkins in a big battle.
6-5. 6-5.
In a big battle with Max Lechner. He now with ball in hand in game number 8, but trails 4-3. A young Shane Wolford. Tell you what, he's taking on another great player in Tommy Kennedy, up 5-3 over there on the winner's side. Young kids moving along after a big win over Thorsten Holman last night. Jason Shaw looks like he's doing a lot of shooting over there, even though it is 2-2. He's playing the man from Lebanon. Who else we got going on here?
Boy, that Jason Shaw is a player, man. He is a shot-making man. He can make anything, that guy.
Roberto, who's broke the balls well. He's had a few dry breaks. But overall, he's hit them well. He's flirted with the side once. A nice square hit there.
Yeah, but he's not going to. Nothing. Nothing.
So Mika now with a nice one-rail angle to come down the table and get between the 9-10 with the cue ball.
From what I've seen on this 5x10 table, I don't know if you're a favorite to make a ball in a break. Because, even watching the Yap Van Boning match, I mean, Yap was making balls a little more.
Yap made balls more than he didn't,
yeah,
but it wasn't by a huge margin.
But
Shane had a lot of dry breaks. Were you in here when Shane was practicing before the match? Were you in here? Oh, okay.
No. Was he breaking the balls?
No, he broke once, and he wasn't trying to do it, but literally the cue ball almost hit one of the lights up here. He hit it so square it went straight up like a shuttle blasting off.
What makes it do that?
I don't know if maybe the cue ball was a hair in a divot when he set it down.
Yeah,
I'm not sure, but he looked at it like, oh my Lord, I didn't mean to do that. It like scared everyone how it went 5 feet in the air, 6 feet in the air.
In the matches, he did the same thing.
Yeah. Well, no, this one. No, I'm talking about. Look where the lights are. I'm talking about 7-8 feet up in the air off the surface. Yeah. Ask him about it. It's kind of everybody kind of started laughing. He started laughing, and I just never seen a cue ball do that. I've seen a cue ball take out a light bulb on the table, the pool table before from the, hitting real square and going up into it. But I've never seen one jump 6, 7 feet off the surface.
There had to have been something very unique.
All right, taking on the corner. Doesn't want to move the cue ball too much.
No, what about that?
Yeah, but that's trying to use the rail there, right? That looked like it was trying to use the rail a little too much there.
He's very unsettled. That mishap or that unforced error in that game, getting on the 9 ball, like you said. He's very unsettled here. He had that conversation with himself. It didn't work.
He's overrun the mark here a bit. Could be okay, but the thing is, you don't want to get thin on the 5 no matter what.
But the 6 is down the table there. So you have to draw off to the end rail and back up.
I think he can do it on the slick felt. Beauty.
He's perfect now. I don't know how much of a pocket the 7 has. I think it does have a pocket, though.
I think it does, for sure. Now, you want to get kind of, it's a 10-footer. You can't get too close, but you don't want to be too far away from it.
Yeah, I don't like where he ended up there. What he does here.
Oh, my.
Wow. Yeah, I don't understand why he didn't play for a nice angle on the 6.
Well, he tried to. You could see as soon as he shot that 5 ball, he started tapping the table like, I overhit it, please slow down kind of thing. So just not in sync, that's all. I mean, of course he's supposed to get a better angle, Billy, but, missing that ball, come on. That's not supposed to happen, right?
Yeah, he wanted to get close to the 7 because I don't think the 7 has a full pocket.
I agree. But you don't want to be stretched shooting to a half pocket with a bridge.
He probably really cheated the pocket, but he cheated it too much.
Right. If he has only a portion of the pocket here, he may have to play below the 8, I hate to say.
I'm thinking so.
Yeah, the 8 doesn't go by the 9 in the side, though.
No.
And it doesn't go by the 10.
But you can play the 8 in the upper right-hand corner.
You can. It's just a funny kind of shot a little bit. Yeah. Oh, see, and he caught the 8. So I think both guys need a little, breather, a little timeout maybe.
Yeah.
Mika, if he gets a chance, I think it would be good for him to take his timeout.
Yeah, he's totally lost it.
Oh, he's got to cut this in and go up and down, doesn't he? That's a big pocket.
He's playing safe.
Yeah, but that's a big pocket coming off that end rail. Beautiful safety. But Mika's going to kick 2 rails at this. Right side rail, end rail come down at the 7. Got a lot of things if he can hit it,
He's not going to go straight across the table?
I don't think so, being elevated. I would go 2 rails at it myself. I like kicking towards this congestion here. He's a little jacked up kicking across the table. Should get a pretty good feel just past the side. Oh, he's hitting before the side.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but that's what happened. He hit it a little short. Looked like just past the side. I like the kick shot, though, because
I think past the side takes him too long.
Well, he came pretty short right there.
Not much. A little less speed, or you would have hit it.
Maybe, yeah.
So, he could tie this match up here.
Yeah, but the thing to me with that kick shot, like most of the kick shots on this table, you got to lighten the speed to keep the accuracy, I think. Now, you ain't got to roll that one, dead roll it. But he kicked pretty hard right there at that 7, Yep.
Yeah, both of these players are struggling pretty bad here. Even the simplest runouts is like, wow, he's like a chore.
Ooh, hit the upper part of the pocket right there. But, like you said, going to have it tied up. This is a very unique situation at this level. That's probably why you maybe hear us talking about it a bit much. But the guys don't struggle like this very often, so it's...
No, they don't.
It's not something we want to talk about, but it's interesting to try and figure out why, and what makes them be able to turn it on, after struggling for a bit. And obviously, they've been playing well. They're in the semifinals of the tournament. Now, Earl Strickland teeing it off against Conrad Justin.
So Earl Strickland made the Moscone Cup. Huh?
That's right.
What do you think about that?
Well, I think highly of it. I mean, of course,
You're going to be able to tame him down a little
tame him a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, to an extent, I'm not trying. I'm there to help him, of course. But my job is to try and win points and win that cup, and I feel like Earl's going to win some points.
Yeah. He's won more points than any other player, American player.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think so.
He's up there. Him, Johnny, and I think Corey have the 3 most appearances for the Americans. Okay. And you're right, though. The table's been stingy on the break.
A stretch. He's got to get back here. There's something about that stretch that they haven't figured out yet.
Well, can he bank the 2 towards the 9-10 and go into the rail and use the 4 to hold the cue ball a little bit, or is it too dangerous? Ooh, is he just going to blast the kiss shot here with a lot of draw?
Wow.
He's got to hum this, right?
Yep. Yeah, he's got to stroke it good. He got to play 2 rail speed with the 2 ball.
Yeah. A fluke on the 2 and now shape on the 3, and things have changed for sure here on the 5x10.
Quite fortunate. Gonna go around here.
Little bump on the 6.
And kept a nice angle, but he's got to be careful not to get behind the 6 here.
Yeah.
Just stay in front of it. You just stay.
Yeah, 1 rail to the center.
Half a tip of left.
Yeah, you can, if you get real nice, you can play the 5 and hold for the 6. He most likely pulls the ball back for the 6 in the side.
He made sure he stayed to the right of the 6. He should have had a little English on that, putting him a little closer. A better angle.
That was maybe the best stroke of the match for him, right?
Yeah, nice.
Timing was good. Got a 1 rail or a 3 rail angle.
I kind of like the 3 rail.
Me too.
Yeah, because you can let out your stroke if you shoot into a fairly big pocket.
And you're going to get heavy on the 7 that way. You're not really, kind of the work is over once you do this.
Exactly. Coming right in line with the 7, 8 ball up near the side pocket. And all of a sudden, we're going to have a new leader here.
Yeah, and I wonder, like I said, is Mika going to look at that timeout? I think it's warranted, right?
May have to go to the bottom rail here.
Yeah,
Maybe not.
After that 9 ball mistake earlier, this is going to be 5 in a row for Roberto. Huge turn of events.
Yeah, it's not over though. I mean, it looks like it's. I think there's going to be a couple more lead changes here in this before this match is over.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Because both of these players seem to be a little more generous than they normally are, giving up opportunities. told me you were going to take me to the grocery store, too. You never did.
Well, we can still do that. Doesn't look
Oh,
like
I
it.
know we can, but are we?
Yeah.
I mean,
I need to stock up on a few things again. I reminded myself it's only Tuesday. I'm going to be here another way
Yeah,
till
it's like
Sunday
a
or
long
Monday.
week
yeah, so,
here.
yeah,
a lot of days still left.
yeah. A lot of pool to watch. A little bit of World Series baseball to sweat,
There you go.
and now Roberto Gomez to break in game number 14. He's hit him well. Really not gotten a lot of results. Here again, I don't really see anything but the cue ball tracking. Wow, what a kiss. Couple kisses, actually.
Well, at least the 5 is tied up with the 9 somewhat. He can carry him the 9 in. The 4 and the 7 are laying closely together. Limiting what you can really do with the 4 in terms of what pockets are available. You got, I think, a couple corner pockets available for the 4, and that's it. But the 3's positioned fairly nice to lay on the 4. He wants to get on the rail there. You can afford to hit this for a little speed. Get off that cushion. So he's in good line on the 3 to drop nicely for the 4. Now he can play shape for the 4, but he can't do anything with the 5 but play the carom 5-9. I think that's what he's going to have to do. I don't know if he could go if he runs the risk of going into the 5-9 now.
No, with that side rail open, I got to play the kiss shot on the 9. I think you can hold the ball nicely to have the 5 in the upper corner.
I agree. But let's see what he thinks.
Yeah, I think going into him is a bit risky.
I don't know if he has the carom now.
That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. You
think?
want to have to shave it a little bit. You know what I mean? Unless you're going to bring the 5 across. Now, if you're going to play the 5 up in the corner, you want to be able to hit this super thin. So this should be good, just like that.
Yep. He's got to be careful here. He doesn't go across too far here. But he wants to play the 6 in the corner. He can go across. Nah, he's got to, hold it. Okay.
Medium, tough shot.
Yeah.
And this is another one that the 10-footer just exposes a little bit more when you're off. Now, this coming from the center of the table, you can't use the rail very much like you can on that slight angle, right?
You got to hit the pocket here.
Ooh.
Wow.
But you notice how he doesn't pause? He just kind of rolls into the stroke sometimes, and he's super talented, don't get me wrong, but I've always found that leads to an occasional quick backswing when you can have some problems with it, but just a unique thing that I thought you may be interested in there, Billy.
I agree. You're right. You normally are right, though.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you are. Don't be so modest. You know you are. That's your wife.
All right, Mika to tie it, and just as Billy alluded to, good chance of a lead change here in a moment again. We might as well probably go ahead and make it 10-10 now.
That would be very interesting if it was 10-10. Of course, all 10-10 matches are very interesting, but particularly this one, I think. I'd love to see a 10-10 match.
I think these last couple of months have been some kind of special something for pool in the USA. I don't know if we've ever had this many foreigners stay this long in the country for so many events.
Well, I'm not real up with the calendar and how many events there are. You have.
Yeah,
You have been. But how many events has there been in the last month and a
Well, it
half?
started with the Texas State Open, which was a
Like
38.
2 months ago.
Yeah, $40,000 added event total. Then we went to Vegas for 2 weeks for two huge 10-ball events, one of them being the Predator World 10-ball. Then it went on from there straight to Atlantic City for some 8 to 9, 10 days. Guys went to South Carolina after that.
Yeah.
Then they went on to another CSI Pro Players 10-ball event there in Michigan, which Aloysius Yap beat the guy at the table right here in the final. And then on to Ohio after that, and now here at the International. So it's been some pretty amazing couple months for pool fans here in America, and hats off to all the foreigners, giving us a little something different these last several weeks. All right, he's got to take a gamble here, getting the cue ball through. Ooh, and he did. He shouldn't be too upset about that. I mean, I know you're jacked up, but...
Yeah, exactly. What do you want, a rose garden?
Well, there's another saying for that, but there's a few of them actually. But the thing is the negative just doesn't help when you're struggling. It seems like I know people say, "Man, what are you talking about?" But I just think in the long run it doesn't help.
This is missable with the bridge.
Yeah, he's got to sacrifice. Don't try to do too much. Yeah, he had it beautiful.
And he
really cheated the pocket
He played
too,
the
huh?
outside of the pocket, but when that ball was missed, it's normally undercut. So therefore, he made sure that he played the outside of the pocket, which gave him more relief off that side cushion too, put him in better line on the 3.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah. It's tough. He's got to get good on the 5 when you consider where the 6 is positioned. He's got to get back. Now he's done a good job there.
Yeah. Thing is, if you understand the angles, and you do usually have so much open space.
You don't want to hit the 7 here.
No, he can stun by it. Between the 7-8 is what I see. He didn't have to draw above this. Yeah, just like that.
Okay.
Now, but here, back and forth, if you want to move for the side, you can.
I like playing for the corner.
Me too.
If he can slow the cue ball up. He doesn't want to go cross table too far because of the position of the 8.
I think it's easy to slow the cue ball up myself on this table. Especially you can use the rail a little bit with the object ball.
There's a stretch, another stretch here.
Digging on the cue ball?
He wants to go back, it looks like.
Yeah.
I don't like going back at the position of the 10.
Just a little flick with left English, I think, kills the ball fine. He came short back and forth, so speed is crucial.
And he got perfect. Wow. That's ideal because now he's in perfect line to get nicely for the 8, to get back down table for the 9.
Yeah, he's a righty, though, so probably plays with the angle here instead of straight, maybe? I don't know. Can he reach straight in?
Yeah.
Can he get the cue ball to go forward a little bit where he can reach it easily? Or does he have to play into the rail with the cue ball? Maybe just What about just creeping up an inch and taking the little 2 rail back?
Yeah, that'd be okay too, but can he reach that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's an angle across the short side of the table, usually.
He's got that angle where he may look like drawing into that corner is a possibility, so he may let up on his stroke here.
Yeah, or use the rail to pocket the 8. That way he keeps a nice line on the cue ball like that. Now, this is the speed doesn't look good to me at all. It looks like Buddy Hall used to say, you better say something to it.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Buddy used to say when the guy was scratching and he was doing the commentary. He's like, well, you better have a talk with that cue ball.
Do you gamble here and play rail first with a center ball, center right? I think you can get off that rail and creep down there toward the 10.
I'll tell you what, I don't think so.
That's what he's doing.
I know, but I don't think so. I just don't see the slick felt's very hard to gauge. I would have probably, I know this sounds crazy, but chopped the 9, put it on the right side rail, and 2-railed the cue ball behind the 10 before I tried to play rail first on that 9. Played safe on the 9 is what I'm saying. Now, I might have just pocketed the 9, tried to creep the cue ball off the rail a little bit, and taken the long shot on the 10 is most likely what I do. But rail first right there. Uh-oh. Careful.
He hasn't been the same player as when he got on that 9 ball, when he hooked himself.
Yeah, it's just, how's it say, a little snowball effect for Mika. You wouldn't say that Roberto's really cleaned up those mistakes early, but he's been better, that's for sure.
Yeah, he had definitely been better. And it looks like better, it may be good enough.
Well, yeah, with the help he's had.
Yes. So.
Tell you, we talk about guys that do well in this room. He hasn't had as much time as a lot of other guys. But watch out for Lechner. He's had some success here, made a few deep runs, and he's a guy that's improved again, in my opinion. So it's in a tough match right now with D. Atkins, who's played really
D.
well.
Atkins is playing well. You played him
in the one
in
pocket.
the one pocket.
Yeah.
It was a battle, wasn't it?
Yeah, it sure was. I was pretty fortunate to win, to be honest with you, I think.
That's when I distracted you, remember? I remember that. I remember that.
Well, you hadn't done it yet. I just felt it coming, Billy. So
no.
It was a preemptive strike there. All right, changed it up
There's
a little.
the 9. Oh, he got kissed out. There's the 10.
The 10 doesn't
There's
count,
the 4.
but he could keep shooting.
Nothing.
All right, well, he's got to piece them together. It's kind of now or never for Mika. We're nearing that finish line.
2 ball on the other end of the table. He can,
310, early 310 here. If he can get on the 2.
If he can get on the 2, and that may be a little bit of a problem.
No, it's natural. 1 rail by the 6, I think.
Yeah, well, he hasn't been striking the ball that well,
The one good thing for Mika, the top English on the full hit, that's one shot he's always excelled at. Now, this one's kind of an easy one for him, but even when it's out in the middle of the table.
And he's got a good bridge. I thought the 5 ball may hamper his ability to bridge there a little bit.
He put a lot into that, but he hit it well, and he should tie the match here with an early combination, I think, anyways.
I would think so. I mean,
pinch it back.
I mean, if he doesn't play shape for the combination, there's a big problem out there. Houston, we have a problem.
That's right. Well, speaking of which, I may have to check the score on the old ball game.
Oh, my.
All about that. All right, Mika Immonen, pretty much a chip in here to tie us at 8 apiece. A lot of times when these matches go down like this, especially with the break the way it's been, somehow, some way, one of the guys finds out how to break perfect at the end of the match and just kind of steals it. I see that happen a lot. So we'll see what Mika does here in game number 17.
It's 8-8. And I know you said just make it 10-10. Let's get it over with.
Yeah.
But it's 8-8. And it's working its way to 10-10.
Earl Strickland up 3-1 over Conrad. Conrad's been pretty much the best player from Poland, top-rated player. Now, the last few years, there's been so many Polish players come up.
What table is Strickland playing?
Right here on the first one, you can see him in the maroon here.
Oh, he's got his mask on.
And I really think he plays his best pool with that standard length cue, and that's what he's gone back to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks much more natural in his hands to me, and I swear I never see him decel with the cue when he does that. With that big one, occasionally I see him really let up as he comes down. All right, another dry break. I would bet, because I was looking at Earl, that he broke from his right side rail. All the balls, we talked about this, how they end up on one side of the table a lot of times in the 10 ball when you break from one side. And I don't know about this push. This is a pretty head-on hit just to bank the 1, 2 rails by the 6-2, and just kind of follow the cue ball up towards the 7 a little bit, Billy. Not too difficult here.
Unless he gets a double kiss here.
Yeah, but he's got so much room for error. You know what I mean? You got so many balls there. I mean, I don't know about that rollout, to be honest with you.
I agree. Especially now.
You agree after the hindsight thing, huh?
Yeah.
But seriously, though, it didn't look difficult to me at all.
Evidently, you are correct.
Beautiful hit there. Going to give up a look on the 1. Maybe nothing offensive, but now this is where when the balls are grouped, I kind of look for the two-way shot.
You got to go behind the 9 here, though.
Yeah, I agree. But, I mean, sometimes there's like a really free two-way shot when the balls get positioned. Now, that's a huge mistake there. Not only exposing the cue ball, but letting the 1 get away so much.
I think he's got to bank the 1 to his right. Now he's got all those balls to get behind the 7 and the 8.
Would you entertain banking the 1, towards the 6 even maybe?
I think he's going to find the gap with the cue ball if he does that. I like him banking the 1 to the right here.
And just come up the side rail?
Yeah. Oh wow, what's he doing there?
Gonna love it. That's all I can tell you.
It's good.
He's gonna love it.
Oh, he really likes this. He's got a kick toward the
210
4.
between the 210.
Toward the 4, he's got a kick 2 cushions.
Yeah, this is one though with the 4 there and the 3 there. I go directly 2 cushions with a light speed. I think there's a lot of good things that can happen, and I stay accurate with the kick. When these guys have kicked hard on this table, they seem to have lost a lot of accuracy. Yeah, and there's another one.
Yeah, came up short. I mean, long, I should say.
Exactly.
Take a look at the layout here. Is that the 8 on this side of the table, or that's the 2? Okay, well, it would have been better for him if it was the 8.
Yeah.
But there's the 8 there.
Yeah, funny shot here because of
the 3. Yeah, because the 6
that's
is in the
why,
way.
exactly, because of the 2, the 3. And it's one thing having ball in hand trying to find a pocket for the 2, but then you got to find a pocket that agrees with getting on the 3.
It ended up pretty good.
Not bad.
It ended up pretty good.
He can cut it level and go between the 6-10, and it looks like between the 3-4 and up for the 3. It looks like, anyways, just a high.
Well, it looks like he's going up table where the 3 is. That's for sure.
Yeah, but he's going to go past it, so he's got to go by it and then back up a little bit. So
yeah, he's got to miss the 6 here.
I don't think that's a problem.
On the inside. He's not going between the 6 and 8. He's going to the other side of the 6.
Yeah, 6-10. That's what I mean.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
The 6-10. Level ball, right? Level cue.
It looks like he'll go right in between the 3-4 here, too.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he's missed it. He's missed it. He's getting a little bit of a roll.
It was a good miss.
Yeah, so still not quite settled. It's a kind of amazing, really. Roberto usually, I've seen him struggle before. We all have, but usually he will settle in, and it's not quite there yet for some reason.
It looks like he has a gap there. Look at this.
Swerving it.
Look at that.
Beauty. Gonna get a friendly bump on the 3 as well.
Watch out.
Cue ball.
Watch out.
Watch out. Wow.
Finally, he's saying to himself, finally something good happened.
Cue ball looked like it actually hit maybe something in the pocket.
Yeah, it went up.
That went up. It wasn't going to scratch, I don't think, but it did free it up a little bit more.
Then he should ask to clean the cue ball.
Right. Big shot here. This ball laid tough. Now, this is another one of those that really was a bread and butter for Mika in his prime. He just wouldn't let up on it. Go ahead and put the good full stroke.
All ball here.
Oh, my. Look where that got cut to.
That shot was all accuracy. Forget about the cue ball. You were going to end up with some kind of a shot on the 5. All you needed to do was concentrate on your accurate hit. That was it. And he sure didn't do that.
Yeah, and the one thing I see, it's almost like he's aware that he's not right. So he's almost not taking as much time. He doesn't want to think about it, maybe. Just get it over with, kind of, on the pulling the trigger.
Oh, that's not working.
Well, he got down on that fast, though. At the beginning of the match, he was taking his time a bit more between shots. Curve shot here, kick shot. Trying to get the 4 to the end rail is all. Like this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. He's going behind the 9. You just got to play all cue ball here. Forget about the 4.
Don't hit the 10 with the cue ball. I mean, with the 4.
Just play all cue ball, that's all.
Yeah, it's played nice. Good shot.
Nothing that way. I don't think he can do anything this way. Is he frozen on the 5, on the 9?
Yeah, he's pretty stuck. He's going to try and just go one rail at it between the 5, 6. And I tell you,
He needs a high ball, doesn't he?
No, pinch. Yeah. I'll try that again. He was stuck to the 9 where he couldn't go downward, to be honest with you. He could go to the bottom rail, but he couldn't get to the bottom rail enough to get to the side rail and come at the two rails. So I think that was... Side? No, he couldn't. And he was welded to the 9 well enough to where he could just hit straight on into the rail, but he couldn't hit at much of an angle at all. I think he actually made the correct kick shot. It was just tough, is all. I think he's a hair on the wrong side of this.
Yeah, he is. He is. So what do you do here?
Well, I mean, he's got choices. The 7 plays on the side. He can certainly move the ball.
I don't think he's going to play on the side.
No, I like the corner, but I'm saying he's got options. For sure.
I think he's better slow up. Try to figure it out.
Well, I think if you asked either one of these guys, you know, I don't know how I'm at 8-8, but I'm glad I'm here. And same thing for Mika here in a moment. You know, I got a 9-8 lead. I'm not so sure how that happened, but I do have a 9-8 lead.
Yeah.
And the same thing for Roberto, though. Roberto could say, hey, I'm only down 9-8. I'm not sure how I'm not down or the match ain't over by now, but I'm still in it. So.
Oh, yeah. I think both of these players are feeling like okay with the score. They know how poorly they've been playing.
Right.
And so therefore they have to feel good. Only down 1 game and up 1 game. So what do you think? I'm up 1 game and I'm playing this bad? Wow, I must have the nuts.
Yeah, right.
You
That's
know,
what
I'll
I'm
loosen
saying.
up now. You know. And on the other hand, this is the worst I've played now for a long, long time. I don't remember the last time I played this poorly, but I'm only down 1 game.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. There's some definitely half full.
Some
the
good,
glasses
some
half
good
full ways to
reasoning.
look at it.
There's
Yeah.
a good reasoning power there. I think Mika took the break.
Yeah, he did. Roberto had already taken
Yeah,
his.
he's already taken his break.
Lechner on the heel 9-5 over D. Atkins. Yeah, D. Atkins. Yap lost earlier, so I don't think he'll be back till tomorrow. He lost to Omar Al-Shaheen on the 9-ball side of the event. I'll tell you, I think, Jason, it was just 2-2 not long ago. Now, Jason Shaw, I believe, I'm guessing anyways, he's really pulled away now at 8-3 and still shooting. Going to be a dangerous dude. You can see that. Earl Strickland, 4-2 over Conrad. Both guys have played really well so far. Right here. Now, we got a great view here, being able to see all the tables.
Yeah.
Way above the top of the arena, and you can see on your screen the Q-Tech 2021 International Open Bigfoot Challenge. You know, get through this match, whoever wins, they can throw that TPA away. They don't really want to remember that one. And like you said, it's amazing that they just might turn around and shoot, above 900 in the final.
Yeah. I think Gomez wants to hit some balls.
Well, they're back now, so Gomez to break now at 9-8. And I'll tell you, one thing for Gomez, he's hit the break really well. I mean, he's missed.
But has he been breaking from the same spot?
He's moved it around a little bit, but he hasn't really gotten any results. So,
Don't you got to go to the side then or something?
well, yeah, you would think so, but they're playing with a template, and he's played matches on this table already, and he's had results. That's why he's sticking here. So, I don't know, Billy. That's a hard one. Now, he hit those absolutely perfect as far as the timing, the back and forth motion. Watch the 10. Well, he's going to get a quick winner to get on the hill as long as he buries this 2-ball.
No, he's not going to get on the hill. He's trailing.
Oh, he's trailing. Excuse me.
Yeah,
he's trailing. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Don't forget, it's going to be 10-10.
That's right. That's right. So early in the match, I kind of would fear this little shot for him just because he was struggling. It's the type of shot when you're struggling, you can hit thick very easily. Now, is he killing the ball here? Getting into it a little bit?
The way he's addressing the table looks like he wants to kill the ball and not go cross table. I like just going cross table.
2 rails above the 8, right? Just go above the 8, 2 rails, right? And get out to the center. That's all. To me, that looks very natural.
I like going cross table in front of the 8.
Ooh, that looks like it requires a light speed. I don't want to have to baby the ball myself.
Isn't that the 3 down there?
Yeah.
What is he doing?
Well, that's what I mean. He doesn't want to roll the ball. He's not in love with the cueing right now.
Oh. You kidding me?
Yeah, and I don't even know if he has rail first right here. If he has rail first, I'd probably use it. It's a big pocket. And he only has to creep the ball out, 2-3 feet to try and get a combo.
But he can always draw it back and play the carom.
True that, but then he's got to put some speed into this. He's had some troubles. I mean, I would try to widen the pocket if I was him here. Now, that doesn't mean just totally roll the ball, put a decent little stroke on it.
Well, he's measuring this up with a system. You can just feel this rail first.
Yeah, this one isn't needed with the system. That's for sure. I agree with that.
He hit like right before the ball, maybe a little.
About the middle diamond, It looks like. About the middle diamond. It'll slide quite a ways, so you can hit up the rail a bit here on this table. Yeah. Oh, he caught it thick. Wow. So I don't know about that 10-10 all of a sudden, Billy. And that's just what I meant on the 2-ball, though. That's a nervous person that wants to draw that 2-ball versus leveling out. Yeah.
I thought he had the angle just to go right across.
Well, he could have at a very light speed, but I thought just shoot it and come 2 rails. I mean, just no big deal, 2 rails.
You mean forward?
Top English, just go 2.
Wow.
No, back and forth 2 rails. Boom, boom, over to the center.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, just back and forth is all.
And that ball really slid on, when he hit that rail first shot.
Yeah.
It really slid on him. He never got off that rail.
Well, you made a very good point that you're not going to see any of the guys do, especially when there's not a ball in front of them. Look at the performance averages. Quite a bit down there for these guys. So, this kind of match happens every so often with these guys. You just neither one of them played near their speed, and then one of them's got to continue on. So hopefully they can short up. But pretty close on stats, to be honest with you, just a bit subpar. But
When are they going to play the finals?
after this, they'll get
In 15 minutes or so?
probably a bit more than that. I wouldn't doubt, Mika or Roberto, whoever goes on to win this, would ask for maybe a little bit more than that to get their mind clear.
Yeah, how about tomorrow?
Well, you were setting me up for that one, weren't you? All right,
wow.
6 ball down, 1 ball available, 1 shot really.
2 in the side.
No, he's going to come around the 2 and play it in the corner, I believe. I wouldn't want to float this. Would you want to float this?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah, because of where the 3 is.
Yeah, but the center of the table's very open. You get above the 2, you're going to be able to work your ball.
I like playing to the side here. It's natural.
Yeah, I doubt
He can roll this right in. He's natural for that.
I get it. I like coming above it myself. Oh, well, the table was full of me because he hit it awfully thick and it still was okay.
But that's natural.
No,
man.
I agree. I just thought the one was a bit thinner, is my point. Definitely correct there for the 2 in the side. That obviously lent towards an easier position on the 3.
If he's got too severe of an angle, he may have
Draw
to
it
just
into the
draw
rail.
it. Yeah, draw it into the rail there. Nice. Okay. Now he's got to be real selective on how he plays this because of the position of the 5 at the other end of the table. I like for him to go all the way across here.
Really?
Yeah, all the way across.
So into what?
So he can cut the 4 to his left like this.
Oh, okay, I didn't think the 10.
Yeah.
I thought the 10 may have had him a little funny, but
Yeah, now he can go in front of the 8 and take a nice little cut on the 5.
I wonder if he does that or if he goes between the 8-9.
Between
The 8-9 is more dangerous. Don't get me
I
wrong.
like staying in front of the 8.
No,
and
I do
coming over
too.
here.
Overall, I do too. Overall, just center ball really.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used a little bit of spin.
Yeah, now he's getting a little awkward on the 5. And I don't know if this bottom corner pocket's available
for what?
for the 7.
Bottom corner.
Right here, he's walking across it now. He's taking a look.
Oh, you're talking about the
For
down
the
the
7.
table
Yeah.
over here past the 9. Yeah, it goes.
Yeah.
I think he can work his ball up. I mean, I understand it's a little touchy, but you should be able to stun your ball up here. Yeah, you. Oh no! He forced it. He got it though. He barely has it, but he has it.
See, he didn't even consider the 9 with being there when he shot it like that. He didn't consider it because he really hit it hard. You know what I mean?
I didn't think it needed near that much. The worry I would have had is getting elevated over the 8 is the one that would have bothered me. Oh, he's having to spin this a little bit.
Oh, my goodness.
Squeezed it home. He's going to get a little thin on the 8, though.
He's going to have to play the 9 down here in the bottom corner.
Well, and that's not the problem, having to dead roll the 8. That's the one he really doesn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a little thinner. This is exactly a 5x10 shot compared to the 9-foot, even though they're both somewhat routine. Nice shot.
Well, he's home now. Got the perfect angle and everything here. Cinch this, get off the rail. You know, I don't even have to do anything. Just make the ball. He's taking his time. He's chalking up.
I don't blame him. Not one bit. Well, Billy, I certainly enjoyed it.
Wow.
And thank you, Roberto Gomez. I know it wasn't your best match, but always a pleasure. Mika Immonen is going to move on to face Joshua Filler. Any final thoughts on this one, Billy?
On this match here?
Yeah, just this one. Yeah, we'll talk about the final when we get there.
I think that they both players should forget about this match and try to look forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, these type of matches are in everyone. It doesn't matter what your name is, who you are. You're going to play a match like this at some point.
Yeah.
Okay? Just get over it.
Yeah,
and
it
look
happens
forward.
once a year for these guys, once every 2 years. Doesn't happen very often.